Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor got another shave of the day. And today we're going to be using Crowne and Crane's Tobacco Leaf and Amber. Yep, if you like something that smells kind of like Haverford, this is for you. So you got the tobacco leaf, and then you got sort of the woodsy scent that comes across with the amber. So really nice scent. And then we're going to be using the... what is this? Oh, it's the second use of the London Bridge blade with the Merkur 34C razor. Had to think for a second there. And then we'll follow up with some Haverford. Yes, it does open. Okay, we're good. Yeah. A little more vanilla with the Haverford. So it's going to be a little bit different when it comes to using it. Alright, so how's your day going? Hopefully everything's going good. Not too bad around here. Got some decent sleep. Only problem is my nose was plugged up. This morning I was like, woke up and took a while. It was like about an hour to finally get break free so I could breathe. It's like the old problem, you know, it's like rhinitis. So, there's that. Alright, there's an affiliate link down below to the razor company. So if you need something from the razor company, go ahead and click on it and they'll send you something, whatever you ordered. And I'll get a little kickback for the giveaways. Oh, there. Smells good. Man. It's kind of like amber woods meets tobacco leaf. It's got that nice warm, rich scent coming across. Alright, so second use of the blade with the Merkur. Usually pretty good. Let's see. What have I done in the last week? I finally got around to... and then watched up the, was it season 5 of Fargo? Hilarious. I think I mentioned the last time, was it? My wife, you know, she's been up there in Minnesota with me before, you know, visiting family and everything. Going out on the lakes and everything. On the boat. So when the show, I started watching and she's hearing everybody talking. I can't even do the accent. like, no, they don't talk like that up there. And make everybody in the show, except for a handful of people, all talk with that accent. You knew? But yeah, funny. They add a little bit of supernatural into this one too, this show. One of the characters supposedly is from like the 1400s. He was a sin eater, so he's like immortal. You sent me to hunt and take somebody. But you never told me she was a tiger. Like, I was like, what? She's a tiger. It's one thing to hunt someone, but you never said she was the tiger. Vicious tiger. I would ask for more money if I known she was a tiger. Oh man, that guy throughout the show. It was a killing machine. Oh boy, that was hilarious. At the very last episode, you had a hint of what his history was at the very first part of the very first episode, where showing I think it was 1400s. I have to go back and see the exact date they said, but it was before Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and the second Europeans to find the Americas. Even though Columbus never did find America, he found the Caribbean, but it's like those Danes and Norwegians, and we're all over here in North America, up in Canada and along the East Coast, long before. But yeah, 500 years before. Even though you look on the West Coast, the Chinese were on the West Coast a long time before that. But that was pretty easy for them to do. But in the end, in the last episode, he described his history of what, who he was, how he became. We rode across the Atlantic on a Viking ship. Kind of cool. But I still think it's hilarious that they have everybody in these shows all have this accent, and I was like, I don't know hardly anybody that would have that accent up there. It's like by this time. Sure, that's like I remember a few people when I was a kid sort of had that accent, but that was around Brainerd. But most of the people I knew were either German or Slavic descent. There was a few Norwegians, Swedes, and Danes. That was mostly around the Brainerd area, but every time you go up there, it's like most people talk like me. They had the same accent as mine. My wife says I have an accent, but it gets worse. It's like when I spend time with my family up in Minnesota, I come back and it's like, your accent's back. I'm like, okay, hey. Kind of funny. Yeah, in the Army, I was stationed all over this country. Driving around, you just like, you always have somebody with us. It's like, you always had somebody in the Army that always had an accent. It's like when I was at Fort Carson, one of the NCOs that was in our group, his wife was from Louisiana. She had this Southern Belle accent. She was cute as a button though, man. She was good looking. Like, and you look at him and you're like, dude, how did you find her? And it's like, well, she found me. It's like, lucky bastard. You swear, it's like you look at her, it's like, if you put on a period dress with your accent, you'd fit right in. It's like, you belong on what the heck's that movie? Gone with the Wind. It's like, But yeah, that Fargo takes place in the wintertime, so it's always cold everywhere they go. And I just got done watching the episode, and my one friend who's lives across the state, we went to high school together, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be cold, it's gonna be unbearable." And it's like, yeah. Yes, it is. I said, it's not going to be cold. And it's like, the idea of cold is 30, it's like it gets below freezing, 30 degrees Fahrenheit or roughly minus 1 or 2 Celsius. And I think the world's coming to an end. That's unbearable. That type of thing. And like, yeah, you don't know cold. Like, so I live here. It was like, since I moved to the tropics, I told him, I was like, since we moved to the tropics, I enjoyed our winters here. Yeah, occasionally it gets cold, but it's not very long. And it's like, I faced, like 65 below Fahrenheit before everything froze up. Heck, we had heaters attached, core heaters on all of our vehicles and tractors, but that means it could start. But man, there's times when it's so damn cold that you start the vehicle and then start running really rough because it was like, oh my god, we're dying here, it's frozen. And you get it warmed up for a while and you go to move it and it's like you couldn't get it in gear. The gearbox is froze up. It's like the transmission fluid was practically froze solid, and you're like, I can't change the gear. Oh my god. There have been a few times, like we'd have it was a round pan about yay big, and you'd put wood, get some wood in there and get some coals going, and you put it underneath the tractor to warm up the transmission. So you could get it in the gear so you could run the stuff out to the cattle. And it's like, remember when we were in Arctic warfare training in the Army. By that time I was a lieutenant, so they sent us up for Arctic leadership training. A whole bunch of us lieutenants and captains. Spent 2 weeks up there. God, where was it? What's the name of that base? It's right there in Fairbanks. Wainwright? I think it's Wainwright. Flew into Wainwright. I think we flew into Wainwright. C-130s. That was a long ass freaking flight, let me tell you. Imagine being stuck in a freaking cargo hold of a C-130 for a freaking day. Not much fun. A little hard bench seat too. Flew in, landed, got us some trucks, and they trucked us south. I think it was south of Fairbanks. where they had the training school. Cold as hell too. I think it was like 40, 50 below at the time. Dark as hell, even during the day. You're running around. You still had some light during the day, but not much. Did all of our training. It's been roughly 10 days. I think it was 10 days. Running around on skis and pulling the cooler sleds. And learning how to, you'd have like GP small for, you'd carry all your gear and running around and teaching you how to survive the winter with all your winter war gear. Let me tell you, there's times it could be cold as hell, like 40 below, 50 below, and you would be sweating. Yeah, because you're tooling around, and it's like your best friend for staying alive in the wintertime is eating lots of food. Yeah, it's like you would burn through an MRE. You'd have 2-3 MREs a day. Occasionally they bring in some hot food, but most of the time you're just eating off MREs, surviving. And you didn't have any problem sleeping because you were just dog-ass tired. But yeah, they taught us all kinds of shit. How to make survival things in the snow and sleeping in your sleeping bag in the snow. Basically, get your sleeping bag covered up with snow with you in it, and so you're like cocooning yourself in a snowbank. And it actually kept you warmer. Because then you had you weren't as exposed to open air. But yeah, doing maneuvers, how to ski with you had one person in front breaking a path, and you'd every once in a while swap out, because that was tiring ass work, where you'd be the lead dog, literally, and you're breaking down a path, and then the people following behind you, their skis would be in your path, and eventually when you got too tired, it's like, I can't go any further, you flop you back, and you'd be the tail guy in the back, and you just kind of constantly rotating. And you had these Akula sleds, which you have a harness on. You're acting like dog sled team. You were the dogs, and you'd hook up, and it's like you're pulling a lot of your heavy gear in the sleds, and you're going on your cross country skis everywhere. There was one time we had some, there's hills and stuff in that area. And it was like, hey, we're going to take a few minutes. And I teach you how to do downhill skiing and all that fun stuff too. It was like, yeah, it was interesting about 2 weeks. And once you're done, you could be authorized to wear the Arctic Warfare. Is like it says Arctic. It's like a little tab, like a Ranger tab. But you could wear an Arctic tab. Same as if you like the Jungle Warfare tab. If you got the Jungle Warfare tab, you can put it on your chest. So yeah, it was kind of cool. All right, let's do a little bit of Haverford. Make some more tobacco. Come on there. A little more. There we go. Ooh, tingly right here. Ooh. Like here and here. Otherwise, not too bad. Oh, it's warm. No, warm, rich tobacco scent. Yeah, that was Haverford from Stirling. Put you back up here. Your little den. All right, smells good. All right. That's the shave of the day, everybody. That was not Stirling's. I'm thinking Stirling. That was Crowne and Crane's Tobacco Leaf and Amber. Nice scent. Smells really good. Now it's like I put the Haverford on. All I smell is the amber. Yeah, I really smell the amber coming across. That's kind of cool. But yeah. And then we had the second use of the London Bridge blades with the Merkur 34C razor. Nice little shave. So that's the shave of the day, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.